I knew the moment her hands hit my chest that something in our marriage had already died. The shove wasn't hard enough to knock me over, but it was sharp, fast, like a reflex she didn't bother to control. The words that followed cut deeper than the push itself. You're not real family, Mark. Not to them. Stop forcing yourself. Real family. It was Christmas Eve. The living room glowed with soft golden lights, the tree flickering with the kind of warmth that used to make me feel at home. But her voice hollowed the room out. Every ornament, every wrapped present, every memory suddenly felt like a lie gently wrapped in tinsel. Her parents watched in stiff silence. Her mother couldn't meet my eyes. Her father cleared his throat and pretended to busy himself with the fireplace. I stood there, still feeling the ghost of her shove lingering through the fabric of my sweater. Okay, I managed, my voice thin but steady. Okay, Emily. I didn't shout, didn't argue, didn't demand an explanation for the cruelty dripping from her tone. I'd learned over the last few months that whenever Emily slipped, whenever she let the mask tilt even slightly, pressing her only made her colder. I walked out, into the freezing air, the taste of snow sharp in the back of my throat, the streetlights glowing like distant, indifferent eyes. I didn't go far. Just sat in the car with my hands on the steering wheel, breathing through the tight ache in my chest. My wedding ring tapped lightly against the leather as I gripped it. That sound, small, rhythmic, kept me from breaking down right there in the driveway. It wasn't just what she said. It was how easily she said it. How natural it felt to her. Like she'd been thinking it for a long time. I didn't know then what it really meant. I didn't know what she'd already decided, what she'd already given herself permission to do. I only knew something was wrong. Wrong in the way she held her phone tighter these days. Wrong in the way she angled her body away from mine when she talked. Wrong in how quickly she dismissed anything that required closeness. Wrong in the way she looked at me like she was waiting for a reason to pull even further away. When I finally came back inside because I needed my coat, because pride only keeps you warm for a few minutes, Emily barely glanced at me. She stared at her phone, thumb scrolling, mouth set in a thin line. Her parents were whispering in the kitchen. Can we talk? I asked. She didn't look up. Not now. Emily, you shoved me. It wasn't a shove. You were just in the way. In the way. I swallowed hard, the burn of humiliation mixing with something sour, something close to dread. That night I couldn't sleep. She lay beside me in bed, turned away, breathing deep and even, while my mind spun in dark circles. Every little shift she'd made in the last months lined up like puzzle pieces. The late nights grading papers, the sudden new password on her phone, the way she guarded her laptop like it held state secrets, the new perfume she said a student gifted her. I tried to quiet the thoughts. I tried to tell myself it was stress, or a rough patch, or the holiday tension. But when you've loved someone for 9 years, you know when something inside them has changed. The next morning, Christmas morning, she was strangely cheerful. Too cheerful. Like someone playing a part. She handed out gifts, laughed loudly, touched my shoulder lightly in front of her parents like we were fine. But every time her phone buzzed, she stiffened. Every time she stepped into the hallway to answer, her voice dropped to a whisper. When I walked into the kitchen to refill my coffee, I caught her mid-sentence. No, he won't be around long. I told you. Just give me time. She froze when she saw me, then ended the call so fast she nearly dropped the phone. Who was that? I asked quietly. A coworker, she said. About the semester schedule. On Christmas. She shrugged. Not all of us get time off. We stared at each other for a long moment. Her eyes flickered, just for a second, like she was weighing whether to lie again or tell the truth. The lie one. I didn't push. If she was hiding something, she'd double down. If she wasn't, well, the truth wouldn't run. But God, it was already sprinting ahead of me, and I felt like I was chasing shadows. After breakfast, I stepped outside with the trash just to breathe. Her father slipped out behind me. Mark, he said softly. Look, sometimes people change. And when they do, it's not always your fault. I stared at him. What are you saying? He shook his head. I'm saying don't blame yourself for everything. Even if she tries to blame you. Even if she tries. I didn't realize then that he knew more than he could say. That he'd heard things. Seen things. Watched his daughter unravel her own marriage quietly, carelessly. But his words lit something in me. A slow burning certainty. Something was wrong. And it wasn't me. That night, after everyone went to bed, I sat in the living room staring at the blinking tree lights. They flickered on and off like the room was breathing with me. At 2:14 a.m., her phone lit up on the couch cushion across the room. I shouldn't have looked. I know that. But you don't ignore your drowning lungs when they fight for air. You don't ignore the thing clawing inside your chest screaming that you deserve the truth. A preview message glowed on the lock screen. I miss you. When can we talk? Last night wasn't enough. The name wasn't saved, just a number. But the message was enough. A cold wave rushed through me, my hands shaking so violently I nearly dropped the phone. Last night wasn't enough. I stared at those words until they blurred, until they became nothing but a smear of betrayal and confirmation. I didn't open the phone. I didn't need to. I put it back where it was, sat on the edge of the couch, and let the truth crack through my ribs like a quiet, devastating earthquake. When she came downstairs at dawn, yawning, stretching like the world hadn't already shifted beneath our feet, I stood up. "Emily," I said, my voice steady in a way that didn't feel like it belonged to me anymore. "I know." She froze. "Know what?" "Everything." Her face drained of color. She didn't ask what I'd seen. She didn't demand proof. She didn't act confused or outraged. She just went still, then sat down on the arm of the chair like her legs forgot their purpose. "Oh," she whispered. "Yeah." Silence stretched between us, thin and fragile. "Mark, I didn't mean for you to find out like this." "Like what, exactly? That you've been seeing someone? That you shoved me last night because you resent sharing the same room with me? That you called me not real family?" Her eyes filled with tears. She tried to blink away. "I'm sorry." "Are you sorry for what you did?" I asked. "Or just sorry I know?" She didn't answer. And that told me everything. I didn't yell. Didn't throw anything. Didn't demand she explain how long or why or who. The details didn't matter anymore. The wound had already split open. I walked upstairs, packed a small bag, and came back down. "Mark, wait please. Don't go yet. We can." She reached for my arm but pulled back before touching me, like she knew she'd lost the right. "I don't think we can," I said. "Can't we talk about it?" For a second I almost said yes. Because 9 years is heavy, and love doesn't die cleanly. It lingers like smoke in the walls. But then I remembered her words. "You're not real family. I don't think there's anything left that you haven't already said," I whispered. She covered her mouth with her hand as the first sob broke out. I had imagined this moment in 100 ways and never once wanted victory in it. There was no victory. Just ruin. Just two people standing in the wreckage of promises they couldn't keep together. I walked to the door. "Mark," she cried. "Please don't leave like this." I turned back, meeting her eyes one last time. "Emily," I said softly, "you already left. Long before I did." Then I stepped outside into the cold morning air, feeling the ache settle into a place that would be with me for a very long time. But at least it was honest.